Imagine watching our planet from outer space. The mighty Himalayas, the glowing Caribbean islands, or the perfect geometry of the Egyptian pyramids, looking ethereal from the International Space Station. This magnificent view is witnessed by only the lucky few who get the chance to travel outside of Earth. Often named as God's Eye View by astronauts, it is rapidly getting disrupted by something even more disturbing than a dystopian crisis. This has happened because millions of tons of space junk are accumulating around the planet Earth, which may or may not result in the formulation of a ring of space rubbish around our planet, similar to Saturn. Elon Musk, the CEO of SPACEX, claims to have a method that can, quote, chomp up this space garbage and clean up the waste that has turned the space surrounding us into a junkyard. But before we tell you what it is, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and press the bell button to stay up to date on new videos about space, technology, and everything in between. Since the last 80 years, humanity has sent several rockets, satellites, and probes beyond our orbit in order to spread the hunt for interplanetary knowledge. As a result, a massive amount of garbage has accumulated in the immediate spatial area surrounding our world. From loose screws to dead satellites to defunct spaceship parts, thousands of such pieces are encircling our Earth and making our planet look like it's enveloped with a layer of space trash. At this point, it just looks messy. The coming few decades are going to be crucial for human commercial exploration of space. Governments, as well as billion-dollar companies around the world, are seriously considering moving our civilization beyond our home planet, which means there will be more spacecraft launches and more satellite networks being established with a possibility of commercial space travel in the future. In that scenario, space trash is going to be a huge problem. But Tesla and SpaceX CEO Elon Musk has announced that he has a solution which can make space debris a problem of the past. The key is a futuristic brainchild of his rocket systems, the SpaceX STARSHIP. It is a two-stage rocket booster and second-stage hybrid spacecraft model, which is being developed to be reusable for future interplanetary journeys. If this is not impressive enough, Musk says that one of the features of Starship could also be cleaning up space debris in the Earth's orbit with its moving, fairing door. But what is space debris, and why should anyone care about it? What threats does it possess? And why is Elon Musk interested in clearing it? More importantly, how does he plan to clear it? Now, pay attention to this video till the end to find out. Space debris. What is it made of, and why should anyone care? Space debris can be created by spacecraft and satellites that orbit the Earth. It could also be caused by meteors or meteorites crashing into each other, the debris of which orbit around the Sun, which means they can be both man-made and naturally occurring. But right now, our main focus should be on the orbital debris that currently surrounds the Earth. While NASA has accounted for more than 27,000 pieces of orbital debris floating around the planet, we can always assume that there are more, and the number is only supposed to grow. Currently, our Earth is orbited by around 23,000 bits of debris larger than a softball. With speeds up to 17,500 miles per hour, a small piece like that can potentially destroy a satellite or a spacecraft. To answer why we should care, let's take a look at a few simple numbers. The Global Space Surveillance Network's sensors of the US Department of Defense are currently tracking over 27,000 bits of orbital debris, or space trash. Many more smaller pieces of debris exist in the near-Earth space environment, which is too small to track, yet large enough to endanger human spaceflight and robotic missions. Let us give you a rough estimate of what we are dealing with. There are around 500,000 particles of debris the size of a marble or larger, ranging in size around 1 centimeter, in addition to over 100 million space trash particles that are 1 millimeter in size. However, the maximum are micrometer-sized debris, measuring about 0.000039 of an inch in diameter, which are smaller than the shavings of an eraser. In space, even something as small as a paint fleck can cause serious damage to in-flight spacecrafts. After coming back from space, many of the space shuttle windows had to be replaced due to damage caused by material that was tested and determined to be paint specks. You would be surprised to know that, in reality, it is the millimeter-sized orbital debris that poses the greatest threat to most robotic spacecrafts in the low Earth orbit, often posing a mission-ending situation. To clearly demonstrate exactly how dangerous space debris is, we can divulge a few disasters from recent past. In 1996, debris from a rocket that had exploded a decade prior intercepted and destroyed a French satellite. On February 10, 2009, a dead Russian spacecraft collided with and destroyed a functional US Iridium commercial spacecraft. The impact added almost 2,300 pieces of big, trackable debris and numerous smaller pieces to the space trash inventory. China's 2007 anti-satellite test that deployed a missile to destroy an aging weather satellite contributed more than 3,500 pieces to the debris problem. All these space accidents are actually posing a huge threat with their overpopulation and piling of space debris to the International Space Station and other spacecrafts carrying humans, like SpaceX's Crew Dragon. Don Kessler, a NASA space debris expert, found that if a critical mass is reached, the overall amount of space debris will continue to grow. Collisions generate more debris, which causes further collisions in a chain reaction. This conjecture is known as the KESSLER syndrome and illustrates how this cascading effect can eventually result in an accumulation of debris to the point that mankind is cut off from space. Shockingly, in 2021, space trash levels in low orbit have increased by 50% in the last 5 years. To stop any chances of further damage, we must act now. This is where Elon Musk's idea to, quote, chomp up space garbage comes in. He has quite literally envisioned the Starship rocket system to be the all-in-one solution for space travel and recycling of the trash that it produces. The overarching threat of space debris. Why does Elon Musk care? The scientists and governments should be extra cautious with the increasing possibility of more and more space trash losing altitude over time and coming down on the Earth's surface. Just like the crash of the Upper Atmospheric Research Satellite on the ocean's surface in 2011 rang alarm bells to wake up to the threat of space debris. Even if no new launches or big explosions occur, the existing space garbage is so dense that it will almost surely continue to grow over time when pieces of debris collide in low Earth orbit. The US Department of Defense's Space Surveillance Network monitors this gradually accumulating mass of space debris. The organization is tasked with identifying, tracking, and classifying the many man-made objects floating around our planet using a global network of telescopes. But for how long? Even apart from the damage to our planet's surface and disrupting satellite routes, space debris will pose a far greater threat to commercial spaceflight. With millions of dollars in cargo on board and civilian lives at stake, the risks of allowing orbital space trash to grow will only add to the fluctuating costs of futuristic space travel. Simply put, we need to get rid of space debris in order to see an interplanetary travel system in a not-so-distant reality. Therefore, it only seems logical for Elon Musk to be the solution provider, considering that he is indeed a frontrunner in the 21st century space race. It does not come as a surprise that Elon Musk would care about making our space pathway free from damaging trash. After all, it would save him billions of dollars in costs and risk management, in addition to making the framework for interplanetary travel more complicated. Which is why he has unveiled his brilliant concept to develop an integrated solution that makes space travel and space debris collection one and the same. How? Let's see. SpaceX Starship, a one-stop solution? SpaceX's biggest project to date, the Starship rocket system that is supposed to take humans to the red planet Mars and build our first interplanetary colony, is hyped to be the most advanced, scientific, and heavy-duty astronomical garbage truck in this solar system. Elon Musk recently announced on Twitter that the company's under-development spaceship will aid in the removal of orbital junk from Earth. The fairing door that shields cargo on SpaceX's Starship is primarily designed to transport crew and cargo into orbit, but can also be used to gather space trash. On July 3, 2021, Musk tweeted, quote, "Yes, we can fly Starship about orbit and chew up junk with the movable fairing door," unquote. The spacecraft, first seen in 2017 as the BFR, is a fully reusable rocket designed to take up to 100 people into space at a time. It is intended to replace existing rockets, such as the Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy, in satellite launches, while also enabling more ambitious missions such as the crewed voyage to Mars. As of now, Musk's plan is vague on details, but it appears to include the Starship's protective fairing. The user guide for Starship explains how the spacecraft can capture things in orbit and bring them back to Earth. Quote, With a fully reusable Starship, satellites can be captured and repaired in orbit, returned to Earth, or transferred to a new operational orbit, unquote. Thus, in theory, we see that Starship may be capable of capturing space debris in the orbital path. Instead of going after cherries and ghosts, Musk likens the spacecraft to a huge Pac-Man, zipping about in orbit and eating up the satellites. But whether or not it makes sense to employ the massive ship for this is debatable. This isn't the first time SpaceX has recommended that the Starship be used to clean up space. Gwynne Shotwell, the company's president, said in an interview with Time in October 2020 that it's, quote, quite possible that we could leverage Starship to go to some of these dead rocket bodies, other people's rockets, of course. Basically, go pick up some of this junk in outer space. It's not easy, it's not going to be easy, but I do believe that Starship offers the possibility of going and doing that, unquote, Shotwell said. When it comes to ambitious plans, Musk and Shotwell are very much in sync. It certainly feels like with that conviction, Elon Musk may be pioneering another revolutionary technological marvel to hit two birds with one stone. And with this next level space engineering, we might finally get an answer to the question, what do we do with all this space garbage? Do you think that his proposed solution sounds like something he can pull off? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to Tech Rumor for more videos at the intersection of space, science, tech, and humanity.